Good morning, YouTube family. Martinez Country Home here. Um, it's Tuesday morning, March 30th. Wow, March 30th, 2021. I think tomorrow's the last day of the month. This month went by pretty fast. Today, guys, it's a very short video, but we're gonna talk about something very big, in my opinion. I know we've been talking about the economy and how it's on the verge of collapse, and uh, by all the the metrics that we judge an economy by, how we analyze it and all that, uh our economy and really the world economy is it's doing very bad. um and it's always been in the back of my mind, what happened in 2008. So to give you a little background, uh when I what you call woke up in 2011, one of the first things that caught my that I focused on was how humans have been. We've been There's like two worlds, okay, guys. There's two worlds. There's the private and the public, and our identities basically, in order for us to be able to sell and buy and do business in the world, in other words, to engage in commerce, they had to make another identity for us. And I'm oversimplifying it, okay, but what you call that is they created legal fictions for us, and many of you are very aware of what I'm talking about, okay. They created a legal fiction for us in order for us to be able to engage in commerce. The reason being is that, a corporation or a company uh, cannot really contract with a live flesh and blood human being. So in order for them to, a flesh and blood human, a man, a woman, cannot, and a corporation, they cannot commingle. So they created the like our like our driver's license, our social security number, um, and what we call the straw man. So this video is not really so much about that, okay, because the technology that is around now, and it's been being developed for many years, that they passed that already. It's I mean, it's in the past. Of course, they're still using it. You still get bills in your all capitalized name, your letters, all that. Um, but really, it's like we're always behind in the knowledge, trying to learn about all that stuff. So getting back to what happened when I woke up, that was one of the first things that really blew my mind, was the straw man, and how these corporations and these cities, like the municipalities, they basically, with their with their administrative uh, laws, like their ordinances, city ordinances, and stuff like that. They were basically calling that law, and using it basically to just uh, uh, to generate revenue. And so one of the first things that I got into was the law. I learned a lot of law in China, trying to, you know find a way um not so much defeat this system, but to be able to take my place as a live, living and breathing flesh and blood man. Because these entities, they don't even exist. They only exist on paper, and they have power over us, but we don't have that knowledge to make our stand, and you know to and say you don't have authority over us, okay. So this was one of the things that I really zeroed in on. So as I was learning that, I also realized the financial system that we lived under. Um, I learned about money, what money really was, and how they basically were using our our energy, right, to power their system. And what I'm getting at, guys, is this is tied into like the blockchain technology and cryptocurrencies and these types of things that are around, and as well as how our economy is doing right now, or the state of our economy. Now, what I'm going to tell y'all right now is just my opinion, but it's in it. These are dots that I've connected, things that have been in the back of my mind. So these things, what I told you about the straw man and the and the legal fiction, these are things that you can look up. There's still videos on YouTube. There's still uh, you can find them here and there. You will not find them on mainstream media or on the in the mainstream. You're not gonna find that information because that information is the people that do know that are people like lawyers that deal with trust funds, CPAs, all these congressmen. They're most of them are lawyers or ex-lawyers, and they know about these things, and it's just a matter of, to them, it's nothing. But that is why they get rich so quick. Anyway, that being said, so I learned about the economy as well. But what really always was in the back of my mind was, like, for example, in 2008, our economy collapsed. Um, the economy here in America ceased to exist. The only reason that we did not go into a full blown Mad Max scenario was because the bankers, the Federal Reserve in particular, basically forced uh, the U.S. government to bail them out. Um, they didn't have to do that, but I'm not sure if by that time they had full control of the government. But if they didn't before, they certainly did then, and the government bailed them out. The Federal Reserve printed trillions and trillions of dollars and gave it to all these banks that should have failed, all these big mega corporations and things like that. And and in theory, on paper, the people of the United States are liable for that debt. Okay, so and I always thought, so in the preceding years, and at that time in 2008, I didn't even know that had happened. All I did know was that the stock market had collapsed, and they were doing like the TARP, the Trouble Asset Relief Program. I heard those terms, but I was not, at that time, I was still not awake really. I basically knew nothing. I was still thinking about the old system, about money, right? uh, so getting back to what happened was, in 2011, I woke up, and one of the first things was about the financial system and the straw man, the legal fiction. These things, I tied them together, and as I was learning about one, I was learning about the other. And what I realized was that we were living in a system that dealt with, a lot of numbers, but it dealt with concepts that were basically abstract. But these people, these evil geniuses, were creating copyrights and derivatives and um, basically computer programs, or processes. Excuse me. um, they created these, basically on paper, guys, these systems, and they found ways to make money. But it was money purely on made up. It was make believe. It was all on paper. As the technology, like with the internet and all these things, improved, the digital technology improved, they were able to move past the straw man and the old system of on paper, right? That we're able to get past that and really kick it up a notch. So, and I would always wonder, in 2011 I started prepping. Um, nothing. I thought I was prepping, but when I look back, it was not really. I was not really doing anything like hardcore. But I did realize about the system, how we were on the verge of collapse, and by all intents and purposes, guys, we should have collapsed a long time ago. And I always wondered, these guys like the Federal Reserve, they just kept changing the rules, right? General accounting principles. They kept changing all these accounting rules and bending the rules to where they just kept going. They never collapsed. The way if um, and what happens is these people that are trying to sound the alarm to the public, we end up looking like, well, nothing happened. But it's not that we were wrong. It's that the system changes the rules to protect itself, and really not only to protect itself but to become even stronger. So which brings me to today. The We're on the verge, by looking at the rules and the laws. If we look at everything right now, at our economy, yes, we should be very, very concerned. Hyperinflation, all these things, uh supply chain breakdowns, supply chain shortages, all these things should be happening because the money they're printing, right? They're just printing and printing money. So what I'm doing right now, guys, is I'm just giving you a little setup. So what's happened is the technology has gotten so advanced that this paper money that they're giving us and really uh, it it's way past that. And it in the back of my mind, I would wonder, really we should have really already collapsed, and it might still happen, guys. I think I feel like we are on the verge already of a transition from the old system to the new system. It like we're literally moving from one paradigm to another, and the ones that don't, and like people that are actually working and doing things with their hands and um creating things, right? That's like the old way of doing things. I just read an article about this computer program, this AI created a digital picture, and that picture sold, and it made money. It's literally, I forgot what they call them. They're just they're on there. It's like a digital image. It could be anything. It could be a tweet. It could be a picture, a photo. But it only that one picture of that thing, only one exists, and it exists on blockchain. And they sold it. It sold for millions of dollars, guys. I mean, that's crazy. But it just goes to show you an example of the system that we're in now. Okay, so the system is so advanced, guys. I used to wonder. So it's like the school districts, right? And you can pick anything. Employees, students at schools. So there's bonds that investors buy. They buy bonds, and it could be on a student, it could be on an employee, and they're outcome based. So these bonds mature when a certain goal is met by the people, the people that the bonds are open under. And they're called social impact bonds. And there's different names for them, but you see them all over the place, right? But you just never think about it. So basically, guys, there's a whole nother economic system, a whole nother way of making money, um, right now operating. I mean, and there's trillions of dollars in it. They're basically like side bets. I'm gonna leave y'all a link in the description just to give y'all a taste so y'all can look it up. Um, the lady that does very good work on it on this subject, she's not the only one, but she's the one that really concentrates on and really kind of answered the question that I had in the back of my mind, like, what is this? You know, what's going on here? Well, when I saw her videos, I was like, that's what I was feeling. That's what I was in the back of my mind, like, what's going on here? It's just questions that I have little when I connect dots, and they're not really making sense. But I'm gonna leave a video here, guys, and it's centered on our children, and it's centered especially on the poor, guys. It's especially centered on the poor, on minorities, the poor, immigrants. There's a reason why all these immigrants are being let in, guys. I mean, there's so many dots. It'll blow your mind, guys. But I'm gonna leave the link. Y'all listen to this video, and the lady's name. This woman is very intelligent. I mean, her videos will blow your mind. But her name is Allison Hoyer McDowell, and I hope I pronounce her name right. But this lady is brilliant. She'll explain things a lot better than I will, but it's just so I'm letting y'all know, guys, because we're preppers, right? This is a prepper channel, and you got to prepare for everything as much as you can. And when you know what's out there against you, that'll make you even stronger, and it'll help you to prepare even better because you know what's out there, as compared to if you don't even know what's going on and you don't know that you're supposed to be preparing for that. So I'm not saying that there's not going to be a collapse, or that we're not going to go through some hard times, because we already, some of us are already. But these people that run this world, guys, are not stupid. They're evil. They're evil geniuses. That's all I can say. I mean, that's what I call them, evil geniuses. And this system, it's already there. It's already working, guys. I mean, as we speak. And I can tell that's how at work promotions are kind of, they have to do with all these things, and we're just resources. That hasn't changed, guys. Us as human beings, we're just a resource to the technocracy. It's the technocracy has just improved. It was in the 20s and 30s and the 40s, there was not really the computer, at least not that we know of, that exists now, to put all these programs together, all these concepts, and make them work. They're so complicated, they're so abstract, but you see them in everyday life, guys. So anyway, um hope you have a great day, guys, and dig into this stuff. It'll blow your mind. It blew my mind, and it's never ending. It's right there in front of your face, but it'll let you know why all these clinics are being built, and these schools, all these uh drug rehabilitation programs, they're all connected, guys. Think of it as a big corporation, right? And all these, there's a big corporation that exists, the let's call it the umbrella corporation, and all these things that are popping up, all these clinics, these schools, everything, they're all subsidiaries of this big umbrella, and they're all making money in one way or another. And what we see on the news, or what we see in the mainstream, that's just the top, that's just the cover. There's millions of other things going on under that system, the old system. So anyway, guys, I just thought I'd share that with you, share my thoughts, and there's more intelligent people than I that can explain it better, maybe connect the dots better and analyze those dots, how they connect. But I just wanted to give you a general idea of what I see, and what's going on, because I see it, and it right in front of my face, and it just blows my mind, guys, again. But anyway, I just wanted to share that with you guys, and let you know what we're under. We're living under a new system. It's here already. It's here. It's an artificial system. It's artificial, and it's mechanic. It's not mechanical. It's basically electric. It's digital. It's in the ether. It doesn't exist. So, but they're trying to take over the natural world, the real world, and this world is being set up for the AI and for the robots of the future. That's what it looks like. It's a technocratic system that's being built around us, and these stupid humans that are building it, they're building the structures that are gonna be the end of humanity. So anyway, guys, um, we gotta all we can do is learn and do something about it, and live the change that we want to see in the world. So anyway, I'll leave you with that, guys, and y'all have a great day. Y'all take care of each other and love each other out there, because that's what we're here for. God bless.